to another edition of Know Your Role, our wonderful little SmackDown post show here. And tonight we are joined by a special guest host. It's Anissa Barr.
Hi! I risen from the dead from hosting.
Making grand return to the post show hosting gigs.
Yeah.
We
Um,
definitely have so much to discuss for Punk. I feel like you've can't come to a perfect show. We got Cody, we got Randy, and we got a little Pepsi man making some promos, of course. But before we get into the nitty gritty, of course, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe already. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to get some of our slam chats in, you go to slamchat.com. It's basically our version of a super chat. Send that in and we will gladly read that out loud. Your donations definitely help us grow. So that's all the shebangs of the stuff that I needed to say. Anissa, let's start off that CM Punk promo. He came back, he was cooking,
yeah.
he dropped some stuff. What are your first thoughts?
My jaw dropped because we all know he's a little neutered with his contract to say what he can and cannot say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it adds to his story because we're all talking about finish the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, it also shows that CM Punk is just good on the damn mic. You like him or not, this he can talk and you'll believe it, and he'll bring in a snippet of personal, basically bring in like personal stuff to add into what's next to come into the next storyline of what he's gonna do. But this promo, I mean, if they're gonna have a Slammy Awards, I wonder if
Woo!
this might be the promo of the year.
Yeah, bringing back. They should bring back the Slammies. Actually, I kind
Yeah,
of miss that. But, yeah, this promo is interesting because it's like, first of all, this is 10 times better than his Monday Night Raw promo for sure, and
yeah,
I think that's because he alluded to the fact that he ran out of time on Monday Night Raw. So I think he was just like, let me get the points in. Let me give a shout out to my wife, which we are on AJ Lee watch over
yes,
here, waiting
yes,
for her to show up at the Royal Rumble. Hopefully,
yes.
fingers
Waiting.
crossed.
We're waiting for Mother to return.
Mother, please return. We're waiting for you. But I thought it was pretty interesting. We're already planting some seeds that when he came out and he greeted a fan, and the fan had the World Heavyweight Championship, which was Seth Rollins' championship.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting that he kind of was pointing at it and hinting about that. Punk calls out everybody, and I thought that he did a good job with this promo in terms of, one, he put himself over, which is what
Yes,
you got to do, right?
yes,
You got to do that on the mic. He put over a lot of the talent, even if it was just taking jabs at some of them, like, acknowledging Roman Reigns, even saying that he was the OG Paul Heyman guy, which is like, yes, this is what I want. Like,
yeah.
this is the version of Punk that I want in WWE. Even though maybe there's a little bit of a safety bubble around it, it's probably what is best and what is needed with his return to WWE.
What's best for
Um,
business?
it is best for business, honestly. Like you
Yeah.
said, he's great on the mic. And he put over a lot of other people. He gave Cody a good mention.
Mhm.
He did kind of mention Seth Rollins and how he's not even the man in his own household, and everybody was welcoming him back with open arms, and Seth Rollins, wasn't the person.
Right.
And even mentioned the brawl out and Wembley.
Mm-mm-mm.
Woo!
Mm-mm-mm. You know, someone on Twitter said Seth Rollins should come out to some Young Bucks gear just to be
Holy shit.
petty.
You know what? He should like OG Young Bucks gear when they had like the vests and the tassels and everything.
I
Oh
mean, the
man,
way
he
Seth
should.
Rollins is dressing these days, it kind of fits.
It does. It does. It's kind of within the same a little bit of a higher end aesthetic, but
Right.
he could possibly do it. I would love that. But also one of the Young Bucks friends, CM Punk talked about Kevin Owens,
Right.
and how Kevin Owens is just randomly punching people backstage, and it's 2023, and those things can't happen like that. It's insane. It's like, oh my god, you're talking about the brawl out. Just talk more about the brawl out. Get the NDAs out of here. Let's do a Dark
Right.
Side of the Ring episode about the
Oh,
brawl out
this
already.
is going to be a Dark Side of the Ring episode one day. But I have a question for you. Do you think Seth Rollins legitimately does not like Mr. CM Punk? Or do you think this is all a story?
I think it's both. I think it's both because um, I think I think you can dislike someone
Mm-hmm.
while also putting on fantastic wrestling at the same time and having a little bit of that, like, at least work ethic respect,
Right.
where it's like they're both going to bring out the best out of each other. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Seth and CM Punk, they're finally going to get their WrestleMania main event.
Right.
And that's also why we like wrestling. That's when wrestling is best, right? When you can't really blur the lines, when you know, you can't really tell if it is a work, if it's not a work, is it,
Right.
is it not? I mean, that's why one of CM Punk's heroes, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, worked out pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the feud was really good between them back in the day. And back in the day, there was no internet. So there
No.
was none of this like speculating and theories and podcasts and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But
Right.
now we could do it here.
Right.
And I think with Seth and Punk, whether it is real, whether they really don't like each other, whether they do like each other, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It gets
Mm-hmm.
us talking. There's
Yep.
headlines, the
Mm-hmm.
news is circulating, and there's building hype. That's what they do. They're wrestlers. They got to
Right.
build up the hype, right? They got
Mm-hmm.
to build up the fight. And so when that does happen at WrestleMania, possibly, I mean, we did see later on the show backstage with Punk in Nick Aldis's locker room, and then Cody said welcome back and was like, maybe your story is to finish, you know, the story you need to finish is to win the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. Boom, he challenges Seth Rollins. The plants are already planted, or the seeds
Yeah.
are already planted.
Yeah.
um I don't I'm not in the realm of are they or aren't they? I'm in the realm of like, sell me the ticket. Sell me
Yeah.
the ticket, sell me the show. The girls are fighting, let them fight. If they're not really fighting, I don't care. It's entertaining at the end of
Right.
the day.
Yeah.
What do you think?
For the first time in a long time, I can't tell if this is kayfabe or not.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I like about pro wrestling. I mean, let's talk, the way they did with Matt Hardy and Edge back in the day. We didn't know if that was real. We didn't know if that was whatever, but it was. And they brought it into pro wrestling and they did great matches. And but now for me it's like, okay, now CM Punk, he got some people backstage who don't like him. Let's be quite honest. But then there's also so many dream matches too that we can get so excited for. And the past history, I mean, let's be honest, all these guys are from the indies. And
Mhm.
either some of them have crossed paths and some of them haven't. And I think this is a great time to be a wrestling fan, especially if you are a fan of the indies and seen how the Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and Punk, how they were back in the day. We're now seeing them in one company. I think this is fabulous. This is great marketing.
It is. It's again, if you're planning on CM Punk to main event a WrestleMania, this is how you do it. This is how
Exactly.
you do it, and I think that this promo was the better example as to why it is a good move to have Punk back in WWE. I don't
Yeah.
think the Monday Night Raw was a good promo, but then again, it was like right after Survivor Series. He was towards the end of a 3-hour show. Like, I think the crowd was already like dying down. I think we were too at home, and it was just like,
Yeah.
hey, CM Punk is here. The most exciting thing was the AJ Lee name drop, and I will take it.
She
I
got the
will
biggest pop of
absolutely
the
take
night.
it. Exactly. But I agree with you where tonight, with the mention of Wembley and Brawl Out, for me, and this is very much a me opinion,
Sure.
um, I think at this point it's in the realm of like a cheap pop where it's like, oh my god, he mentioned Brawl Out, oh my god, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm getting past that. I want to know more. I want to see more, because I think the most fascinating thing about Punk's return is not about the bridges that he burned 6 months ago in
Right.
terms of what he cannot talk about. I'm
Hmm.
more interested in the bridges that he burned 10 years ago. It's
Yeah.
10 years in the making that this guy is coming to WWE. There was already, I saw some footage circulating on Twitter about when he debuted in WWE backstage, and everyone was like shocked, and it blew people's minds that he was affiliated with something that involved WWE. So now that he's officially back in WWE, he's
Hmm.
officially back on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. This is what I'm looking forward to.
Right.
And that's, him mentioning like, I'm the OG Paul Heyman guy, and him mentioning about like, Kevin Owens, and even that interaction with him and Kevin Owens. That's what I want to see, because you're right. Like, there are so many people on the roster now that he has not faced yet,
Right.
but also there are people that were just on the come up as he was coming out. Because you have to remember, 10
Hmm.
years ago, the Shield were still together.
Right.
Like, Seth and Roman and Dean, John Moxley weren't alone, and
No.
he did what he had to do in AEW, and now he's back in WWE. Like, this is the stuff I want, because it was after WrestleMania 30, I believe, was when the Shield broke up.
Hmm.
Now we have Roman to where he is now as the
Right.
tribal chief, the undisputed champion with Paul Heyman. He's already passed 1,000 days as champion. Now we have Seth Rollins, who's like a pure company guy. And yes, Punk has talked, shit about him, but at the same time, he has been loyal, and that there's the tension there, there's the fusion there that I want to see more, and again, like him and Kevin Owens, him and LA Knight. I saw
Hmm.
on Twitter that LA Knight was his wrestling security guard for like a Monday Night Raw or something like that way back in the day. That's what I want to see, I want to see him
Yeah.
fight Randy Orton again. And teaming up with Cody, mentioning, main event Usos, mentioning the whole entire bloodline, mentioning so many different people. He even put LA Knight over. So it's like, that's the stuff that I'm so much more interested in now with his return to WWE. Brawl Out, Wembley, been there, done that. We're going to talk about that in for so long. But right
Right.
now, with his like fresh start, it's like, give me this. Give me the tension that you can cut with a butter knife backstage. And even when we saw Randy Orton and LA Knight backstage, kind of preparing for their match, and CM Punk came through, he's like, good luck, guys. Bye. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about his return? Like, do you think this is a good move for him? Because I haven't picked your brain about this since he's come back.
Um, well, I was shocked as everybody else was. It didn't click too. It didn't for me. It didn't click that he was back in WWE. For some reason, I'm like, oh, he made a return to AEW. I was like, wait, when Survivor Series? I'm so confused. Wait, what's going on?
Hmm.
And now, digesting everything and realizing, holy crap, it's been that long since he returned to WWE. Holy crap, there's so much going on. Holy crap, he can fight these people again. Holy crap, there's going to be so many things that we are now going to witness that we probably, some people probably dreamed before. I mean, let's face it, CM Punk is the guy right now. And I think what would be a fun idea, let's do him versus Seth Rollins first, then let him go after Roman Reigns. Because I think right now the biggest story that a lot of fans, I believe, want to see is him versus Seth. I
Hmm.
mean, both were Ring of Honor champions. There's a story there.
Yeah, there's history there for
There's
sure.
history.
I think the first feud should be him versus Seth. Along the way till the Royal Rumble, we've got a few weeks, till the Royal Rumble. So we have a lot of time to set that up, to set him
Mhm.
up, to set Punk up going into the Royal Rumble. I mean, at this point, it's
Right.
it's in the cards. But I want to see a little bit more of this Kevin Owens Punk situation that we got going on. Like I want them to
Hmm.
play a little bit more with that because on SmackDown for the past few weeks, it has been Kevin Owens with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and like, let's be real, I don't care.
Neither do I.
I don't care about
I
Austin Theory or Grayson Waller facing Kevin Owens because
right.
it's like, how do you feel about it? Because it's like
Respectfully, that's a bathroom break for me. Respectfully.
respectfully,
You know,
and it's
if I
not
have
Kevin
to go,
Owens'
I have
fault.
to go. If I have to go, I gotta go. Sorry, I drink a lot of soda.
And I will say it is not Kevin Owens' fault. And
No,
it's not Grayson Waller, and sure it's not Austin Theory's fault either. It's
yeah,
just the story that's happening. I don't really understand. It's like these are two goofballs going against someone that everybody loves, which is Kevin Owens, and
right,
we're all gonna be rooting for Kevin Owens. Like I don't know. It's just that story is like we could put that on the shelf until
right.
much later. Let's start cooking with this. Let's start cooking with Kevin Owens and CM Punk. I think for Kevin Owens to kind of be a little sidelined outside of the bloodline story, like he
Right.
had a good contribution to that, and especially with Sami Zayn falling out with the bloodline. I want to see more exciting things
I
with
think
Kevin Owens.
I think we'll get that, but I'm more excited when they do promos in the ring to each other.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
going to be the freaking amazing, and I
I think
cannot freaking wait.
I agree because Kevin Owens is also very good on the mic,
Yeah,
and Punk is good on the mic too. That's the thing, is that like Punk is going during this time now. Punk is really going to bring out some good promos, not just
yeah,
from him, but from other people as well.
right.
And with Kevin, like, I believe that's another person that he has yet to face outside of the indies, if I'm not
I don't think
mistaken.
he's has he ever fought Kevin
I
Owens?
don't think he
I don't think
has.
so either.
I could be very wrong. Our amazing, wonderful,
Maybe
fantastic
in
chat
early
can let us
NXT
know.
days when NXT started, maybe, but
I
I don't think
don't
so.
think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think he did. I don't think that they have faced off. But
You-
that's, again, like, I want to see that. I want to
Yeah,
see them face off. I want to see them do the promos. I think it could really like rejuvenate something
mhm,
with Kevin Owens, because ever since like Chris Jericho had left, and ever since like his Kevin Owens fell out from the Universal title scene, like, I don't
yeah,
know. I'm kind of on that boat where it's like I really do love Kevin Owens, but I want to be excited to see him on TV, not just like, oh, cool, Kevin Owens is on TV. Do you know what
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah, I've gotten those feelings before.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But let's head over to the chat. Lawrence, thank you so much. Kevin Owens and CM Punk should main event a pay-per-view in Montreal for a new generation screw job. Possibly.
Oh man.
Oh man. Joseph says, I'm with Alex. I think Seth does hate him and they are using it on TV. It's
I mean, did you hear his interview today?
Oh yes I did.
He
Yes I
name
did.
name dropped his Punk's favorite person.
Yep, Colt Cabana.
You
This
know,
this is it. This is
like,
what we love about wrestling.
yep,
This is what we've been asking for, especially from WWE, right? Like, especially with this company, this is what we've been asking for. Seth
yeah,
Rollins is that guy.
yeah, and I remember somebody said that if you have beef with every member of the Shield, you got a problem. If the whole Shield doesn't like you, then there's something wrong with you. But it's pro wrestling. We gotta love it. It's
Yeah,
entertaining,
we do. We
you
do have to
know.
love it.
And I think this is it's like the Attitude Era, but with social media. I feel like,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
sense, without obviously how the Attitude Era was and how certain things we shouldn't be watching on TV at
Mm-hmm.
during that era. But I feel like when it comes to like Austin and Rock, Brett and Sean, that I feel like we're getting that type of energy here in today's WWE.
I agree. I agree. I think we are getting that type of energy, and also considering the fact that during Colt Cabana's podcast with the Punk podcast pipe bomb, if you will,
Yeah,
I think I think Punk mentioned that the Shield was his idea.
I think so. Yeah, I believe he said that, and then he wanted them to bring shield, like actual shields, in the ring
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. Again, more stuff to play around with. Again, more history. Like, give me the goods, sell me the match. And also, this is what Seth was doing with Logan Paul as well. Like, he was going off about Logan Paul and how he doesn't like Logan Paul, how he thinks that Logan Paul doesn't have the true, like, um authenticity for wrestling, or the love for wrestling. It's like,
Right,
this is what Seth does. He knows how to be a professional wrestler. He knows how to be a professional wrestler that reads off what the fans want, you
right,
know? And
and a
he's
lot of
cooking.
right, and a lot of people need to understand. A lot of wrestlers have burner accounts, so I'm pretty sure they're actually seeing what other people are saying. So of course they're gonna understand the audience because they know what the audience wants. Just like Seth. Seth knows what we want, and he's giving it to us.
Hmm.
And
I agree.
say what you will about Seth, how you felt about him as Tyler Black. But at the end of the day, he's gonna bring you what you want, and we haven't seen that in a long time.
Yep.
Someone bringing what the fans really want, and I think it's just what a time to be a wrestling fan, to be quite honest.
It is. It is. And even Hawk said pro wrestling is low key at an all time high right now. Dude, it is. It is.
No matter
Outside of
what,
WWE, outside of Ring of AEW, it is.
yeah, no matter what, I think even the indies are killing it. Impact is killing it. Um, Everybody in wrestling right now, I feel like, is killing it. Even New Japan,
Yeah.
you know,
We're,
what a
we're,
time.
it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. It's also a good time to return to become a wrestling fan, you know?
Right.
Like, even if you haven't watched since Punk was in WWE 10 years ago, if you haven't watched since the Attitude Era, like, this is the time to get back into it, for sure, for sure. But Scotty has bestowed some wisdom. Punk had beef with Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor because Steen chose to wrestle in a shirt. Punk also shit on Steen for the same reasons he shit on Kingston. He felt he was out of shape.
Oh, well,
Ooh, well then. Aren't we the veteran here, giving veteran vibes of unsolicited advice and opinions a little bit?
hey
But
man,
listen,
wrestling fans know their shit.
wrestling fans know their shit. Wrestlers know their shit as well. They know what
Yeah.
the people want. And listen, this is not the end.
Hmm.
We are going to get CM Punk back on Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
He is going
He,
to be on the same show as Seth Rollins.
right.
So
So he hasn't chosen where he wants to go yet, or is he
he has
officially
not.
on the? Okay.
He has not
Okay.
chosen where he is going to go just yet. CM Punk hasn't. So we are
Hmm.
going to have to see if he is going to choose SmackDown or Monday Night Raw. But Anissa, where do you think that he should go?
I mean, as of right now, to what we're seeing, stay on Raw. Let's do that little story with Seth. Tease it a little bit. Win or lose the Rumble, no matter what, have him face Seth at WrestleMania, no matter what. I
Yeah.
think that's the perfect story because that's been going on what a little bit before CM Punk even returned to WWE. Like Seth was was legitimately did not like, said that he didn't like the guy.
Yeah.
When every time somebody would bring him up in an interview, and then we all saw that video what happened at Survivor Series. After Survivor
When
Series,
he was being held back, when Seth was getting held back. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just a perfect time to do it right now.
it is. It's the perfect time to do it. It's in January 2024. It is going to be a year since that one video that circulated during Royal Rumble Media Day where Seth Rollins called CM Punk a cancer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Punk should go to Monday Night Raw. I think SmackDown has a huge name with Randy Orton. I think Randy
Right.
Orton signing to SmackDown Live is a fantastic decision.
It
I
is.
think Monday Night Raw is a better decision for
Well,
or is a better place for CM Punk.
mm-hmm.
And again, let's build up the Seth Rollins stuff.
Yeah.
But personally, a little bit of a hot take maybe. I want to see Punk versus Roman. I want to see at
Oh.
least the I don't know about WrestleMania,
Right.
but eventually down the line,
Like a
if
SummerSlam.
maybe a SummerSlam, maybe like maybe even an Elimination Chamber. I don't know.
Oh.
But eventually down the line, if Cody does not finish the story, which is
Yeah.
totally fine if he is, I think it's undoubtedly that he is going to finish the story. But I want to see at least an interaction with in the ring with Punk, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman. Because again, like it's that messiness that CM Punk left behind. You
Right.
know, I want to see the messy wrestling. I want
Yeah.
to see the messy promos. Like I want to see Paul Heyman just kind of being like, "Oh, welcome back," but he's on the phone with Roman Reigns backstage and then there's like again that tension, you know?
Right. And like I want to see that with Paul Heyman, because wasn't Paul Heyman the one that brought CM Punk to ECW?
I believe so.
There we go.
History,
Oh,
baby.
come on. Like, we're it's right in front of our faces. And I know for a fact we're gonna get that in 2024. No matter, we're gonna get Seth, we're gonna get Roman, we're gonna probably get Cody, him versus
Yeah,
Cody.
yeah.
That there's we all know that story headed. But it I think it was a good choice for Punk to go to WWE. I really think so. Because it's I want to know what the ratings are after tonight.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting to see how the ratings are. I mean, it is a tribute to the troops episode.
Mm-hmm.
We had some big names like
Yeah.
Randy and Cody coming through. So it wasn't just Punk, but we've got the Punk discussion out of the way. There's so
Yeah.
much more to talk about with this SmackDown show. There's so much more to talk about with Punk, but he's cooking. You know, he's planting the seeds. He did what he did tonight. Fantastic promo, 10 times better than the Monday Night Raw promo for
Yeah.
sure. The little dips backstage that we saw towards the end of the show got me really excited for
Yeah.
Punk. But as I mentioned, tribute to the troops. As a special treat, JBL is on commentary because he's the one that geared the tribute to the troops and kind of made up for it.
All right.
All right. Anyway, moving on. JBL. That's how I feel about JBL and commentary. Cool. See you later. Have fun.
Oh, good times. Good times.
But we had the opening match, which was the United States Championship tournament that's happening right now to see who is going to face Logan Paul. And the first match with Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. I can watch these two wrestle anytime, anywhere. I don't even need a story. Just give me all the flippy, fantastic, wonderful stuff that these guys deliver in the ring. But we did see Dominic Mysterio out on ringside because he was keeping a close eye on Dragon Lee because that is his opponent tomorrow for NXT Deadline because Wesley is out. We are sending our love,
I
hoping
know.
Wesley
Oh,
does heal up soon.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I I mentioned on Twitter, but if Dominic Mysterio ever went to prison, where's his mugshot? I mean,
Maybe mommy kept it under wraps.
maybe, but I mean, remember the time when Vince went to jail and we saw his mugshot?
Also, Becky Lynch. Becky
Yeah,
Lynch got a mugshot too.
yeah.
That's actually true.
Like, I think they should. He like when Dominic Mysterio does signings, he should have a mugshot and have it and sign it
An 8x10?
in 8x10
Holy crap, that'd be amazing.
and frame it. You know, like
Release the mugshot.
yeah, just do it, and then have it as 619 on the whatever when they hold the thing.
Oh my god, yeah, the numbers when they're holding up the
Yeah,
thing, like LA County
one six
619
one. Yeah,
name.
or San Diego County. Sorry.
San Diego,
Yeah,
yeah. There you go.
we all connect. We all connect. It's okay.
California, I don't know.
Yeah,
LA, Hollywood, that's all I know.
it's okay.
But any thoughts on this match between Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee?
I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was great for the first match of the night. Um, I thought the crowd was okay because I understand. I mean, overall, the crowd, I think it was okay. I understand that there was the troops, and we don't know if half of them actually watch wrestling or not. But I feel like this whole show really needed wrestling fans. No disrespect, but I feel like this episode really needed wrestling fans in the crowd because this was a hot episode.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the match was great. I had a good time. And to add Dominic Mysterio into it, I think it shows okay. I feel like it kind of spoiled it because we already knew, I felt like we kind of knew who was going to lose if Dominic was going to have a match with um I'm blanking.
Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee
Yeah.
for tomorrow. But overall, I had a fun time watching it.
Yeah. It was like I said, it was a fun match. Santo Escobar won. He advances, and yeah, it was a good match, good opener. I kind of agree with you. There was times throughout the show I was like, I think we're piping in some audio up in here, like
Yeah.
like sometimes when you hear like the CM Punk chants or the Cody Rhodes woes, like it's never to deny that any city that they do go, there is going to be a really good pop for those two especially. But
Mhm.
sometimes they were like they pan out to the crowd and there's like two people chanting or two people like singing along, and then everyone else is just on their phones, which is good. I think that there are some troops that are hardcore wrestling fans,
Right.
because listen, that discount that they get, I'd be a wrestling fan too if I didn't know anything about wrestling. No
Oh my god.
disrespect, but like, you know,
I want the discount.
that discount comes clutch sometimes, even if it's nosebleeds. If I'm gonna pay like almost $5 for a ticket, a house show or something. I mean, I have a few friends that are veterans. Shout out to them, but
Yeah.
they like wrestling. Sometimes they watch, sometimes they don't. But they're like, listen, if I'm going to a house show, it's around.
Yeah.
I get my discount.
Give me a 50% discount.
I also probably wouldn't be singing along. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But so next up we got this Randy Orton backstage segment, which I have to point out because he's in the locker room with Nick Aldis. He's like, I don't even know who LA Knight was before last week. How do you expect me to trust this guy? And then Nick Aldis is holding the check, and then I think it's so funny where Nick was like, wait, hold up, your fine was $50,000 because Randy Orton had to pay a fine for attacking Nick Aldis last week. And he's like, this is $50,000, or it was $50,000. You gave me a check for $100,000. And Randy's like, this is for now. I'll pay for it later. Like, almost watch your back. Like, not that this is my show, but like, don't cross me again, or I'm gonna RKO you.
Or I was thinking it could lead up to a match. I mean, we all know Nick Aldis is a wrestler. And if you don't know that by now, sorry, spoiler. But um, I think we could probably, it's a possibility we could see that.
Yeah, it
It's
is a possibility.
working in right now with his $100,000 check.
Maybe.
But
I mean, if I was Nick Aldis, I would pocket that other $50,000.
right, especially after the way he took that RKO.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Maybe that's the story. Fighting for the $50,000. $50,000 on a pole match. In this economy, I would also participate in that match.
That 50 grand should be in the Money in the Bank as well.
That should. Actually, that should. I would enter the Money in the Bank if that was the case.
Right.
I would be there. I would be climbing up the ladder. I would handcuff someone on the ladder just so I can get the
Get 50 grand.
$50,000 and then cash in on Roman Reigns. Uh, there might be something there. There might be something there. But Cody Rhodes came out, gave a little love to the troops.
Yep. Always, every time I see Cody, he reminds me of like the Nutcracker. I mean, I don't know why, but his outfits, his red, white, and blue outfit just reminds me of like the Nutcracker for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but but also he kind of reminds me of like that one show. It's like that cartoon show, American something.
American
Um,
Dad?
no, it was like with the dolls. Like it was an old show back in the day. Old show. Anyways, he kind of reminds me of one of those. Yeah,
Dolls American. If any of the viewers, let us know if you
American
guys
something. I can't
American
remember what it
Psycho?
is.
Oh no, you said dolls. No.
Yeah, it like
I don't know.
well, somebody will know.
Somebody will know. Somebody will let us know for sure. This segment just proves to me that Cody is the guy.
Yeah.
Cody is like the company guy. I think Cody. This proved to me that Cody's. I was always proven that Cody going to WWE was such a fantastic move, but for this, like for me, this segment, it's like Cody is just the guy. He's the guy to take over that spotlight that like John
John
Cena
Cena did.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think
he's
so.
this generation's John Cena, respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, I think
Yeah.
that he is, they showed he led into that video package and it showed like John Cena's perspective on, paying back to the troops, and John Cena has always been like the front line of that. And it was really cool to see different moments of the tribute to the troops shows. Like that's stuff that I remember watching in middle school and high school,
Yeah.
where it was like tribute with your troops and it was like the divas Santa, little Santa's helper like
Yeah.
segments, and like DX coming out and everything. So
Right.
that's stuff that I liked to see a lot and throughout the show, just like the photos, but even especially with this video package, like it was a cute little salute segment.
Yeah, and Cody Rhodes is a perfect person to do it. You know, when it
He
comes,
is.
I mean, he has American in his title.
Yep, and he's got that damn neck tattoo, so he's perfect
Yeah,
for that. He's absolutely fantastic for that.
yeah. If you think of America, you should just think of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, honestly, I think you do.
Yeah,
America, fuck yeah, Cody Rhodes.
that should be a shirt.
It
Good.
should be.
Yes,
WWE shop, pay me.
that's good.
I've entered myself into the Money in the Bank. You have to pay me for your merch,
Or stickers. Somebody did it.
stickers or something. Yeah, or even like temporary tattoos. Uh, but next up, we've got the continuation of the United States tournament, which was Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. Anissa, what are your thoughts on this match?
I think it was okay. To be quite honest, I'm kind of glad Karrion Kross is being shown. We haven't seen him in a minute, I believe. And Scarlett, too.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would love to see her wrestle because I know she has a little bit of wrestling background. But you know what? I feel like it really showcases a veteran, and I don't want to call him a newbie because he's wrestled for a long time, but in WWE aspects, a rookie and a veteran. And I think that goes to show like we got to build new stars no matter what.
Yeah.
If you like them or not, we got to, they got to still build stars. And I feel like in a couple of years, I feel Karrion Kross is going to probably be the United States champion, at least one, or the Intercontinental champion. I could see him be a champion.
I could
But
definitely see him be a champion too. And I have to agree, it was nice to see Karrion Kross on the show tonight with Scarlett. I listen, the first time I saw Scarlett was at an Impact taping in New York City, and she was wrestling that. And I was like, holy crap, I want to see more of
yeah,
her. And I think like a little while later, they got signed to WWE. And I would like to see more of her. I think Karrion Kross is great, but Scarlett for me is the money.
yeah,
And with Karrion, like it's really great to see him back on TV. I definitely see him becoming a United States champion. I don't think that it is the time right now. I
mhm,
think maybe he's getting a little lost on SmackDown because there is so much happening during this 2 hour show where maybe he
right,
would be better utilized on Monday Night Raw or even going back to NXT. Like NXT has really helped out a lot of, superstars just kind
right.
of getting a little restart. Like look where Finn Balor is now, you
Yeah,
know?
and Baron Corbin went back.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah,
and he has a match tomorrow night, doesn't he?
yeah,
On NXT Deadline. Yeah.
yeah. So I think sometimes it's I don't think it's a punishment going back to NXT. I just think it's a refresh. You know,
Yeah.
you got the experience on Monday on the main event on the main shows, but if you need a little boost or a little extra help, go back to NXT.
Yeah.
Do a little bit. It's
Why
okay.
not?
Why
Why
not?
not? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all work for the same company.
Exactly, exactly. So it was great to see Karrion Kross. I would love to see more of him on my TV. Get him in a storyline.
Yeah,
I would like to see Karrion Kross replace Kevin Owens in that storyline when it comes to Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would like to see that. There,
But,
that's definitely a method where you could build all three of those stars.
yeah, there you go. Have a triple threat or something.
Yeah,
Build them
something
all
like
up.
that. Especially at the Royal Rumble, that'd be cute to kind of see build it up a little bit.
And then Grayson Waller has his own show, so bring them up and start
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. Exactly. I would like to see that. But since Bobby Lashley won, he is advanced to the second round alongside Santos Escobar, and that is going to be the match that we will see possibly in like 2 weeks, because next week we are going to get Grayson Waller versus an NXT superstar. And then we're also going to get Austin Theory versus Kevin Owens for the first round of the United States Championship. Any predictions on who you would like to see in the NXT Superstar Spotlight?
Well, for me, it was Wesley, but he's injured.
That's okay.
But I don't know. I mean, to be quite honest, I'm happy for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot of the NXT talent should get this opportunity, but and I think it's a great exposure for the
Mm-hmm.
people that are ready for the main roster as well. So for me, I'm okay with whoever. I'm
Yeah.
okay. I don't really have much of a favorite right now, but I feel like everyone's doing fabulous on NXT. A lot of people are loving NXT right now. So what I feel like it's the time to bring somebody up,
Yeah.
because we all know around at WrestleMania they're going to start bringing some newcomers, but might as well showcase them now.
Yeah. I think it's good to showcase at least one person now with NXT. My prediction, so I believe I said last week or maybe on Twitter, I thought it should be Carmelo Hayes. However, I think that Carmelo Hayes probably should move up to the main roster after a Royal Rumble appearance.
Oh
So
yeah,
with that being said, I am switching up my answer, and I think it should be Trick Williams.
there you go.
Yeah, I think that'd
Yeah,
be fun.
why
Yeah,
not?
why not?
Bring them
Yeah,
all. bring them all.
Well, we can't bring them all. It's a 2-hour show. No.
Well, yeah,
We'll
they'll get
bring
there
them all.
eventually.
Let's do a NXT lumberjack match. Why not?
Well, let's do elimination. Whoever wins goes to the main roster.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But over on Facebook, Patricia, thank you so much for watching, Patricia, over on Facebook and everywhere else on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, showing us some Facebook love. SmackDown was good tonight. Match is awesome. I agree. SmackDown was fun. It was a fun SmackDown show. Yeah.
Fun night.
Very fun night, but not a fun night for Bayley because the vibes were a little off during that Damage Control backstage segment. We see Damage Control all, hyping each other up before Asuka's match facing Charlotte. And Bayley says that she'll stay backstage tonight since she cost Kairi the match against Bianca Belair last week. And then Io says something in Japanese and rolls her eyes, and then she looks at Dakota, which tells me that especially since Io is the women's champion right now, like she is officially like sliding into that leader role spot for Damage Control. And Dakota says that actually, Bayley, the rest of us are going to be at ringside because it's Charlotte. Like we need to be there for Asuka. You never know. Charlotte's huge. Charlotte always has something up her sleeve.
Right.
Because Charlotte is Charlotte, so they're going to go out and help Asuka, but Bayley should stay behind. Ooh. What are we thinking?
I think Bayley's going to turn face by after Royal Rumble.
I think it could be. I think it could be.
I mean, I feel like Damage Control is going to kick her out of the Royal Rumble, like throw her over. Because it's been a few years since we've seen babyface Bayley.
It has been going into it's been 4 or 5 years since we've seen face Bayley, and because she turned heel, I believe 2019, right before
COVID,
the old pandemic days. Yeah. And she carried the Thunderdome. She really did.
She did.
But yeah, it's in the air. I liked this segment because, again, like the body language, and that's what I love so much about segments like this in just wrestling as a whole, where it's like you can tell so much with a certain look, with a certain just body language in general. And I think that Kairi, Asuka, and Io definitely told that very, very well. And again, it does seem like Io's like, this is my group now. Like I brought in 2 people that I have experience with, that I have faced off with Kairi and Asuka. And I think, Io has deep history with Kairi and Asuka, dating back to Japan, dating back to the Stardom days with Kairi, dating back to the Triple Tails days with Asuka. And so it seems like Io is trying to take over this stable, and I think I don't have a problem with it. But with this, this is the primary women's storyline that's happening in WWE. And I think with Bayley, I mean, even tonight during Asuka versus Charlotte, it was a great match. In the beginning, Damage Control was ringside supporting Asuka, and then we had Selena Vega, Mia Yim, Bianca, and Shotzi take on Damage Control to get them outside of the ring, get them backstage, so it makes it fair to be a 1-versus-1 match, a singles match. And then Bayley comes out, she tries to help Asuka. It seems that maybe it was going to repeat from last week. But then Asuka takes the win, and it was a good rematch, a famous WrestleMania 34 rematch between Asuka and Charlotte. I always like to see Asuka versus Charlotte all of the time, no matter in what stipulation, no matter where it is, SmackDown, WrestleMania, it doesn't really matter. But Bailey technically did help Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
So this I look forward to every week when it comes to SmackDown. Like, this is the story that drives me to watch SmackDown, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes me predict that it is going to be a possibility that Bailey is going to win the Royal Rumble and challenge Io. Something's going to happen in between there where
Mm-hmm.
Bailey is possibly going to get kicked out of Damage Control. Maybe Damage Control doesn't trust Bailey after she wins the Royal Rumble, but that is the Royal Rumble win. That is that is the primary women's storyline that is happening in the main roster now that I want to see play out and I want to see come to an end at WrestleMania. What do you think?
Do you think they'll probably have Io versus Bailey at Royal Rumble?
I think it'll happen at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to choose for me because there's so many women that I would love to,
Mm-hmm.
win. But I mean, for me, I would like to have WrestleMania have Io versus Asuka versus Kairi Sane, a triple threat.
Yeah.
That's my dream women's match of this generation. But I I really think that now that you said it, maybe yeah, you might be right. Bailey would probably win. It makes a lot of sense. Because, and it kind of reminds me of like Judgment Day when Edge got kicked out and Finn Balor took over.
Mm.
That's the vibe that Damage Control has been giving me the past 2 weeks with Bailey.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think you're probably right. I think we'll probably get Bailey versus Io at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also considering the fact that this is the last major accolade that Bailey has, you know, in her future, because she's a Grand Slam winner in
Mhm.
WWE. She's won the Money in the Bank. She has yet to win the Royal Rumble. She's won plenty of time. I don't maybe plenty of times, but she's won at WrestleMania, but she has not won a Royal Rumble yet. And with this
Mhm.
story now, like, this is it. I think this is her moment. I think this is her time to win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania to face Io. Trust me, as a Joshi lover, I would love to see Io, Asuka, and Kairi tear it the hell
Mhm.
up on a major stage like WrestleMania.
Mhm.
I think if that was ever possible, the guys need to look out because that would be match of the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, in terms of like in ring technical stuff,
Mhm.
don't matter of a story, that would be the match of the weekend for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But just gonna have to wait and see how it plays out, especially since Bailey helped out Asuka. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, Charlotte, we saw something happen to her, and we saw all the videos on Twitter that it didn't look so good. Someone pointed out her kneecap didn't look right, but it was hard to tell for me to see because people, when their cameras, sometimes they don't know how to shoot correctly. But you know, but uh, I really wish Charlotte is not legitimately injured. I hope it's just like a tweak.
Yeah,
But man, her gear tonight was beautiful.
the gear
Oh,
was absolutely amazing. But
I'm obsessed with her gear.
yeah, from what I saw on Twitter, I don't know how the knee looked because I'm not a doctor, so I don't
Mm,
really know what
right,
a knee would look like if it's like tweaked or not. But she kept saying my knee
right.
to Charles Robinson, and then that's when the medical team came into the ring and helped her out, and she got helped out backstage. She was not carried, but yeah, they helped her out to go backstage. So yeah, I hope Charlotte is good.
I know.
Hopefully, fingers crossed again. This is a tough time, like December, even if it's a tweak, there's a possibility to maybe, be good cuz
Yeah,
we're packing up the bags, getting into the car to get on the road to WrestleMania pretty soon.
Right.
So
Once January 1st hits, we're on the road to WrestleMania pretty much.
yep, we are. We absolutely are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, and I think
we hope a speedy recovery for Charlotte if that's the case.
yeah, and I feel like it's a bummer because Charlotte's has taken time off, and then she would come back, and then she would take time off, and then now she's back, and then here we are again.
Yeah.
So, it's a bummer, but you know what? I'm staying positive. Hopefully, everything's okay. Everything's good. Good as gold. And since she was wearing gold tonight.
Ooh, love it, love it. The play on words, you love
Yeah.
to see it. Oh man, yeah. Hopefully she gets better.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she does. Hopefully it's just a little tweak, and that's really it. It's a friendly reminder that anything could happen in the ring. These are athletes, and we absolutely respect them putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment and for the art of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Just
Yep.
like the home videos when they tell you in the beginning.
I did not listen to that
You
shit.
heard it? I did. I remembered it like it was like I would repeat it every time I would see him. Like,
Oh man, I remember it. Did not listen to it
oh,
at all. Oh man, but closing out the show, let's get into it. It is the main event. It is the Bloodline versus LA Knight and Randy Orton. Bloodline meaning Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. What do you think about this team of LA Knight and Randy Orton?
you know what? They always give Randy Orton the newbie. If every time he's wrestling and has a tag match, they always give him the newbie, and I think it was great. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think Randy Orton's trunks were a little too small, unless his thighs are huge.
I was not complaining about that at all. I just have to say,
Yeah, when I saw, I was like, is his trunks too small, or is his thighs just huge? Like he could smash a watermelon if he wanted to.
he could smash my head for sure. Respectfully, shout out to his wife. What a lucky woman. But
Mm-hmm.
but it was a good match. Pretty good main event.
I was ready for him to do a toe touch.
A toe touch. I wouldn't be mad. To see that.
Yeah. But I wonder, because if he still wears baby oil, because when I was looking at him, I'm like, did he rub baby oil on him still? Like, does he still do that? Because it doesn't look like water to me.
Yeah. Either way, I volunteer as tribute to rub that baby oil. Never mind. His wife is gonna kill me. Maybe his wife doesn't know who I am. But this was a fun main event. The story between the Bloodline with LA Knight and Randy Orton making up for his time within 18 months and facing off with Roman Reigns. This is good. I like blending these stories together. I love that they have Randy Orton teaming up with LA Knight. LA Knight, it's undeniable that he is so freaking over. And I think that Randy Orton is such a fantastic veteran to have in a locker room. And I think, he has so much experience, and he has learned from so many people, from Mick Foley to Triple H, and even Batista, and there's so much, even his dad. So I love the idea of him like bestowing this wisdom onto I don't want to say younger talent when it comes to LA Knight, but newer talent in the WWE universe, in the WWE system.
Right.
And I am hoping that going into the Royal Rumble, we get a Royal Rumble match with Randy Orton and Roman Reigns.
Mm.
That's what I want to see.
Man, everyone just got beef with Roman Reigns in the Bloodline.
I mean, listen, the Bloodline were menaces like 18 months ago to Roman Reigns, to Randy Orton, and everyone's still trying to finish their own story when it comes to Roman Reigns, you know? Like
Right.
by what, May? I believe like May, possibly like May 27th or something. It'll be 2,000 days.
Oh,
If Roman is
dang.
still, maybe? No, actually, no. That's not how math works. That's absolutely how math does not work like that. Not at all. But either way, Roman is in his 1,000 whatever days. Jesus Christ, that's not how math works. Oh my
It's okay.
God. Listen, I grew up with a New York education system. You can't expect too much. But I'm hoping that
Mhm.
that's the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, why not?
I love your face. You were like, you're totally wrong on that, but go off,
It's
I
okay.
guess.
It's okay. Well,
No, not at all. Oh my goodness.
it's okay. Math isn't everyone's biggest subject,
No,
not even mine.
that was the class I skipped the most, which I shouldn't have, but that's what I skipped. But that rounds out this edition of SmackDown and my lack of mathematical skills. And next week we're gonna get Roman Reigns. He is returning next week. Shawn Michaels is going to pick his NXT performer of who is going
Mhm.
to challenge Grayson Waller during the U.S. tournament. We're finishing off the first round, and we are going to get Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. However, the big dog himself, the Tribal Chief, is coming back to SmackDown. And I think that's we're going to get the official face-off between Randy Orton and Roman Reigns.
Do you think Punk will show up?
I if they want to get those ratings up to
Yeah.
have Roman Reigns and CM Punk on the same show.
Hmm.
And again, like CM Punk did, he did acknowledge the tribal chief. And I think with that line, him saying like he was the OG Paul Heyman guy, that
Hmm.
is the line during CM Punk's promo that stuck out to me the most.
Right.
And that's like I think what Seth Rollins and CM Punk what they're doing right now, they're planting the seeds and they're cooking, and I'm very very entertained by that. I really am.
Right.
But I love Cody, and I do think that Cody needs to finish the story, but a little part of me does want to see at least the promo off with this version of Roman Reigns, with Paul Heyman by his side, and with CM Punk in the ring facing off with each other. I would be very fascinated to see what, Punk would say to Paul, what Punk would say to Roman. Like, that's money right there. And if they gave them like a 15-minute main event segment at the end of SmackDown next week, I'm eating it all up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think CM Punk, the root of it all is Paul Heyman. CM Punk has beef with Paul Heyman,
Mhm.
not with Roman. I mean, maybe, but at the end of the day, the beef he has is with Paul Heyman. I mean, and if they bring Brock Lesnar, I'm sure Brock Lesnar has beef with Paul Heyman too.
Oh my god.
You know, but I think we're in a time where anything is possible in pro wrestling. I mean, LA Knight is killing it. And I do want to say LA Knight, I believe he does live in LA, but my advice to everyone that is a wrestler, because LA Knight did this, go to acting classes.
Mm.
He went to acting classes and and you can tell that freaking helped him how he is. Because no disrespect to the performance center, but I think the performance center should have an acting coach there to help with the promos if some people need help or not. Because you know, when you're cutting a promo, you're in a character mode,
Mhm.
and you know what? For me, I just think LA Knight did the right thing and went and had an acting coach, and look where he's at now.
Yeah. I think he's a fantastic example for that. I went to theater school, so I definitely agree with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a superstar, you're a professional wrestler. I think that all professional wrestlers should take either an acting class or an improv class, because essentially you are in front of a camera, you are
Yeah.
on TV, on national TV, you are delivering lines, whether it's
Hmm.
written for you or not.
Right.
You're delivering lines, you're telling a story, you need to know what the objective is, you need to, and that's essentially how Freddie Prinze Jr. was writing for WWE, was like, know your objective, know, you know, you have a beginning, middle, and end. How are you going to get from the beginning to the end? What is in the middle? And like, what's your character analysis? You know, like, there's so much of that that does play into professional wrestling. Like, listen, you can have the move set. You can
Right.
do all the flippy stuff. You could be the most hardcore badass person in the world that bleeds every single week. But if you don't have the charisma, you don't have the uniqueness of delivering a promo, a style within delivering your promo, a style within how you yourself, as the character that you are portraying, even if it is yourself as a character turned up to 11, how do you deliver a line? How do
Right.
you deliver the objective of, you know, sure, I want to be a champion, I want to be the face of the company. Why
Mhm.
is that? What does it, by becoming the face of the company, by becoming a champion, how does that define you? And you
Mhm.
need to know that. And I think, and it's not just like making stuff up. Like, there are little different techniques to getting there, and definitely like acting classes absolutely help with
Mhm.
that. Saying yes and in improv classes will help you when you're doing those promos on the spot. Especially, you know, in so many different ways. Like, I absolutely agree, and I think LA Knight is a perfect example as to
Yeah.
why everyone needs to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back to his time in the Indies, you know, he's done commercials for
Mhm.
a small wrestling company out here in LA. You know, like you can tell he does take acting classes, just like you said, improv.
Mhm.
Improv is part of the way to go. And I think improv will help a lot of wrestlers with their nerves in front of the audience if they have that as well.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
So I mean, yeah.
Take more acting classes if that's a lesson that you can learn from today. If you are a professional wrestler, or if you're training to be a wrestler, take acting classes. Don't bill
Mhm.
me, but go ahead and do it. Listen, there are local, like, acting theater, you know, little
Oh,
theater troops that they do, you know, even if it's an improv class, even if it's just like a day, or, you know, it's definitely worth an investment. It is an
mhm.
investment in for the skill set of being a professional wrestler. So it
Right.
is
Because promo
1000.
classes can take you so far.
Promo classes, yes, I would agree. Promo classes can only take you so far. The promo classes that probably happen at wrestling schools are not going to teach you the same thing that you need when it comes to what you will learn at an acting school,
Right.
or not an acting school, but an acting class, you know?
Yeah.
And they even do like acting classes over Zoom. So
Oh,
no excuse. They do. They do.
oh. Well, good to
Yep.
know. Look at that. New information every day.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But that is our post show, folks. We're glad that you know your role, and now we accomplished the goal, the objective of delivering you the post show. Anissa, I want to thank you so much. It has been such a joy to
Oh,
get your
thank you.
perspective on this show. This has been absolutely incredible, and we need to have you back.
Oh, thank you. It was so fun. I felt a little rusty, but you know what? It's pro wrestling.
I couldn't tell.
Oh,
None
you're
of
so
us could
sweet.
have told.
You're so
And
sweet.
even SP3 over at True Heel Heat Wrestling says you two are awesome together. Love to see it. My man Triple H said, I'm going to tease every CM Punk feud today before he punches somebody. Ah!
Well, I mean, they have him neutered on that contract where he can't really, he has to be on his best behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the only time I wouldn't mind him doing a backstage brawl is with Logan Paul.
Oh,
That's just me, though.
I think we all want to see that. I
don't
think
like
we all want to see that.
I don't like influencers.
Oh no.
I
Oh
live here.
no.
They ruined it.
Well, there you go.
They
There you
freaking
go.
ruined it,
Well,
girl.
Anissa, where can the people find you ranting about influencers and professional wrestling?
At Anissa Barr on Twitter, because I'm more active on that platform than any other platform I have.
Yeah. If you guys enjoyed this post show, please go follow Anissa. If you're watching this on YouTube, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us get into the algorithm and subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to follow me anywhere, it's Queen of the Ring with 2 G's on Twitter. Also, check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Queen of the Ring Wrestling. And that's where you can find me, and twitch.tv/Queen of the Ring. So many things.
Subscribe.
Subscribe and do all that good stuff, guys. We will see you next week. Anissa, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.